Hey, long time no see. Y'all got another one. It gave me the inspiration to come out here and just do another lesson real quick. I don't want this one to be long, but I want to clarify and like specify, maybe give a little bit of a story. I've mentioned a couple of times that when you're the empath and you grow up in these groups, they know who you are, and indeed they do know who you are. They find out who you are pretty early in the process. And I figured it might be a good idea to go into how, right? Someone might ask, well, how do they know who you are? Because, I mean, being an empath, you look like everybody else, right? I mean, it's not like we're born with a target on our head. We're not born with one on our head anyway. It gets put on there later when they figure out who you are. No, sometimes they have an inclination that you'll have the gift based on your bloodline, your lineage, your family. These groups very much look into your history and your family's history, and they know. A lot of these groups, especially if you're a bloodliner, like they say, or a one that your family has been involved for a long time, they know your history. They probably know your granddaddy and your great granddaddy and your great great granddaddy. Okay, it goes back. It really does. So they'll have an idea. But just because your grandpa was an empath doesn't mean that you're going to be one necessarily. Okay? The gift is actually, it's a rare gift. I think I tend to think that there's a lot more people that have it. I maybe that's wishful thinking. I guess I tend to want to have more people like me to be around. And that's something I had to learn. That's not the case. Anyway, digress. So they know your family history. And indeed, certain bloodlines carry the gift. Empathy is a funny thing. Anyone, you can learn it. It is a learnable skill. Anyone can learn psychic ability. But there are certain families, certain lineages, certain bloodlines that are more apt to have it. But like I said, it doesn't mean that everyone in the family has it. And one way that they identify who's got it, I'll just tell a story. I'm young. Kid age. 3, 4. And playing with other kids at a function. And it's at somebody's house. And it's one of these group function things. You gotta understand that there's very much, when you grow up in these clubs and in these groups, you hang out with other people that are in the group, right? You go to their dad's house, you go to their mom's house, you're in a society, and you grow up around that, and that is what you are in. That is your circle, okay? So we're at somebody's house that was involved in the group, and there's a bunch of us kids there. Well, all of a sudden, one of the adults starts beating their dog intensely in front of all of us children. I mean, they were whipping this dog. You can hear the dog, ah, ah, he's hitting it. Well, I end up standing up to the man. I tell him to stop. And when I do it, 2 or 3 other kids follow suit and join me. Boom. There's your ID. Pretty quick process, too. Doesn't take long. The first kid to step up, there's your empath. There's your leader. The other two, they're right there, too. They probably had them pegged as some as well. It's funny how that works. There'll be some kind of injustice or something going on, and somebody steps up, and then that motivates, influences others to rise to the occasion. And if you don't stop it quick, soon you'll have a riot on your hands. Well, how did they react? Well, me and the other kids got punished harshly in front of the other ones who didn't do anything. And then the ones who didn't do anything, they're rewarded. You understand how this mind control's starting to work now? How the training works? What did the grown men learn? Well, from that experience, they learned which kids of the litter, so to say, were apt to step up. They also found their empath. I remember the look on the man's face when I stepped up to him. He was, he almost was kind of pleased. I remember that. It wasn't like a shock. It was more like, oh, okay. So yeah, that was my experience. Maybe somebody else has something similar. I think that might have even been a ritual. The funny thing about these rituals, guys, and it's in the name, ritual, kind of suggests that they're probably similar. I'd be willing to bet that other people may be able to recollect a similar experience. All right, guys. Have a good day.